2024 was the year of the rye. Let's hope that continues in 2025, but until then, we're going to go over some of our favorite bottles that they dropped in 2024.
Let's get into it.
I'm going to go and start right off with 13th Colony Rye.
Oh, nice.
$45.99 MSRP. And you've tried it. It's really yummy.
It's really good, yeah.
Over in Georgia. It is not here in the Pacific Northwest. Sorry, friends. But it's low proof. It's not, if ryes are low proof, it doesn't matter. You're still going to get so much influence on it, which you do here.
Oh, yeah.
Their bourbon is also fantastic. I talked about that before, but I really, really like this rye because of its affordability and its complexity and the different environment that it's made in. Those barrels over in Georgia, it's just a different area than from here in Washington, from the certain stuff I'm used to here. Great bottle, great price point. I suggest if you can get your hands on one, you go for it.
That's a fantastic pick. My first one, it's going to be one that kind of surprised me this year. I never thought this would be my go-to or one that I liked a lot until we blinded it. Smoke Wagon Straight Rye. I could have swore that Double Rye High West was my favorite, like, on the shelf, always able to find reliably bourbon. We did a blind.
We did an off-camera blind.
I could have swore this was Double Rye, and it wasn't. It was this, and I tried it again and again and again, and it's just killer. Really good price. I think it's right around like $40, $40 to $50. Fantastic bottle. Sweets, that creaminess. It just has it all. Great bottle. Comes in a really cool bottle as well. That's surprised me.
Solid. All right, I'm gonna go for a big boy here, at least for me. Michter's Barrel Strength Kentucky Straight Rye Whiskey.
Man, this bottle is nuts.
This is fantastic. This is a fantastic bottle. We did a Michter's blind video, link up here, and this scored very, very highly into that video.
It was
to say the least.
It was like a washout.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And I'm wondering because Michters tend to be very low proof. This was a higher proof point, and this is at 109.6 proof. Typical Michters are like in the 90s or lower.
Pretty low, yeah. So it really did stand out.
Totally stand out. And
but
it's the proof
it needs it. Like, it just has so much to offer at that higher proof point.
It's such an improvement. I got this guy for I think $130 before tax. That's here in Washington. It's not so bad. Other people can get it for $150, $160 and stuff, which is tough. But honestly, like if you've never got one before, I would grab this bottle for $150, $160 if it's your first bottle for sure.
Absolutely.
Share it around and just see the surprise on your friends' faces when they try it. Great bottle, great rye. It's my first time ever having it this year. It's fantastic. If you could find yourself one, just grab it.
Oh yeah. And I'm gonna have to try to follow in your footsteps. I'm gonna go a little Michter's 10.
I appreciate that.
We managed to land this thing, and the second we popped it open, you just had like the vanillas and the sweets, and it was like creamy, custardy. Oh my gosh, it was insanely good. Probably the first time I ever got like such a sweet, delicate palate out of a rye. Something that's supposed to be more complex and spicy,
Totally, right?
This thing blew me away. I think Michter's Rye in general is just an amazing thing. And this 10-year is definitely like that delicate balance of what they can do with a rye.
Yeah, it's like that extra, the 10 years, just it's sitting around with everything it already has is just such a great thing to do.
Oh, it was just solid bottle, left me impressed. I can't say enough things about it. Probably one of my favorite ryes. Definitely of 2024.
I know the lack of transparency with Michters. I know a lot of you folks don't really like Michters too much because of their lack of transparency, but I'm not really focused too much on that. If the juice is good and I like it, that's good enough for me, basically. And if it's at a price point that I could afford to try it and to share it around, that's what it's about for me. So
at the end of the day, I'm here to drink whiskey.
Yeah. Okay. Bardstown Bourbon Company Origin Series Rye.
Oh man, this bottle.
The reason I'm talking about this bottle now is, well, the first time I got it, I got it sent to me out of state. So it wasn't here in Washington at the time. They're here now. Here's a picture right here. I saw it out in the wild at a local BevMo. You can pick this up now. I got this one for $52.99 before tax. Really, really good price. I would probably pay like $70 to $80 on this bottle.
I agree. This bottle is probably the stupidest bang for the buck in this lineup that we've had so far. This thing drinks way above its weight. Like, it just swings.
It has so much in it, and it's just, I don't know if it's just like looking at it in a pretty little, like the cattails or ferns or wheat, whatever they got back there.
The aesthetics are there.
the aesthetics are so nice, but it's like, and it's just so well done, and everything by Bardstown is so exciting to me anyways. But the fact that they could also just replicate that with a great rye is just phenomenal.
And it's a 95.5. It's a rye. It's not like a bourbon lovers barely legal rye. This thing is a rye, and the way they performed with it, like the product they put out, impressive.
You'd be surprised if you've never tried it before and you find it, you pick it up and you tell me what you think about it. If you have had it, and if you know, let me know.
That's a great bottle. A little bit of love to the Northeast with Sagamore Spirits. This is the sherry finish. I was not able to get a double oaked, which I wanted to put in here. That is such a great bottle, but the sherry is just fantastic.
This is arguably the Midwinter Night's Dram killer, right?
I would say it is. Yeah, it's, Midwinter's Night's Dram is amazing. It's a fun bottle. It's got a story and all that fun stuff. But man, Sagamore puts out a killer rye. All of their ryes. What was that one that we had, the cask strength?
Yeah, I have the cask strength at home.
And that was
really
insane.
That was hard not to bring for me to this. It's like, I was thinking about it, and I really wanted to put in this lineup, and I have a couple special mentions that I will put as my fifth one, but
I'm almost gonna just put the whole distillery in for this slot. For me, it's just like anything Sagamore is just killer. The 9-year, they have different finishes, the sherry, and I think they have a port finish as well, which is definitely a Midwinter's killer. But yeah, Sagamore Spirits, they don't miss with their ryes. It is gonna be MGP, but MGP makes a solid rye, and like we said, it doesn't matter where it comes from. It's how good they present it. So
true.
They do a great job.
And final pick is going to be the Little Book 2024. This year was a rye, and it's the first time I've ever had a rye Booker's.
Right.
And was it back in 2013 where they made that
special edition,
super special rye?
No one knows how it was made.
It's even green on the label and everything.
Yeah.
It's nothing like that. I'm sure. I've never tasted it, but
maybe one day.
For what Booker's can do with the rye, it's so funny. The year of the rye, and then of course they make the Little Book. There's also the Little Book Infinite or something. What is it called? I forget what it's called, but it's also another Little Book, and it's not the rye. But this one came out beforehand for a little bit. It was just kind of all over the place for like a month or two,
and then gone.
Gone. I'm so glad I got my hands on this one. This is an unopened bottle. I had some of my friends that he had, and I was just like kind of blown away, like, oh my gosh, like why is this so dang good? How come nobody's talking about it? And I don't like to typically put a lot of spotlight on Booker's. Personally, I think it's overrated most of the time, but they made a rye, ladies and gentlemen. That's the 2024 Little Book, and it's a rye. I suggest if you have the chance and opportunity, you go pick it up and you try it. It is spectacular. It has so much volume and character into it. And if you pop it open and you try it, it won't be as good that night, but when you let it open up after a couple weeks, let it sit, it's really, really good. If you can find a way to get a taste of that, I highly recommend it. Really
fantastic. Oh yeah, fantastic bottle. And probably closest to a true rye with taste. It's gonna have that spiciness, that rye kind of dry, dusty notes, and man, it was good. It was a ride. All right, my fourth and final, number 8, I guess. Technically not this year's or last year's release, but I got it last year.
That's insane.
Jack Daniel's special release, twice barreled rye. 100 proof, double barreled Jack Daniel's rye. Brown Foreman ryes are stupid. I don't have the green label Old Forester single barrel here, or else that would be in my lineup for sure. Jack Daniel's green label single barrel proof rye can be here too, but man, this double barrel was just stupid good.
I think it's better than all those.
I'm
sorry,
they did come out with the distillery series release only last year, so I guess this kind of counts. Basically the same idea, but it's like French toast. The way they have like the sweetness, the breadiness, the syrupiness, it's breakfast in a glass. I really am sparing with it, as you can tell, but every now and then I'll pour myself a nip, and it's just insane. It's magical. It coats your mouth. It just does such a good job. At only being 100 proof, there's so much in there.
And the great thing about this is you don't really need a normal pour is normally about that much or so for people.
Width of the bowl.
You only got to get it down to right there.
You don't need much.
It has so much volume in there.
It is thick.
And yeah, like it really coats the mouth, and it's constantly changing.
Oh yeah.
And it's just really, it's like it confuses your palate in such a good way to where it's like you're just sitting with that little bit for a while and you're just more than content. It is just so dang good. And it's to the point where it's like, I don't need more than this. It's already just blowing my mind away, which is why I wish they did a regular release, a regular lineup, like the Bonded, how that's newer, 2023, and then their Bonded Rye. They got to make a twice barreled rye, just naturally.
They could be. I mean, they put this out. It did great. Gone. Or you can find it on the shelf for way over what it's worth. And then they did the distillery, experimental thing. Who knows what they're cooking back there? I think Jack Daniel's is making a lot of moves, and we're going to be surprised in the next few years.
We'll see, because this was one of my bottles, my wish list bottles. Like, remember one of the bottles I wish were a thing? Is if this was regular, if this was a normal release.
Absolutely.
Like, all of a sudden they released the Bonded and the Bonded Rye. All of a sudden, boom, like kind of like the 1910 double oaked. How that's a normal release, right? They could easily do that with a double barreled, kind of like a double oaked Woodford Reserve as well.
Oh yeah.
That is widely available everywhere, and it is great for what it is.
Yep.
And I just think that Jack Daniel's can do it, and they could do it better.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm right there with you.
Great bottle, dude.
Oh man.
If you didn't use it, I would have.
Yeah.
Special mention.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, we talked about it, but the Midwinter Nights Dram, Act 12. We opened mine. This one's an unopened bottle that he has. It's really, really good. I think it's actually a little bit better than 11, because I cracked open my 11 side by side of them. I think this one was a little bit better in my opinion at the time.
So moving in the right track.
Yeah. So it's pretty good, but like for price and availability, still the sherry Sagamore or port Sagamore.
It's hard to beat Sagamore's deal, but still a fantastic bottle from an awesome company.
Totally, yeah. Any special mentions you want to talk about?
Yeah, absolutely. I already talked about it, but
yeah.
Come on. 2024 was the year of Jack Daniel's. They put 2022, these were hard to find. Couldn't find any of them. They were allocated. Yep. They were going for crazy secondary. 2024 came around everywhere. Dime a dozen, at least in our area. I know some people still have a hard time finding them, but man, these things just dropped hard, and we can find them pretty regularly. So thankful for that.
I just recently posted a short, I think a couple weeks ago, where it's actually talking about how now here in Washington, $46
it's
before
crazy.
Tax, like
Unheard
that,
of.
and the bourbon, and same with the store picks too. That's the lowest I've ever seen it ever.
Yeah.
It's insane. I don't understand that. I don't get it, but I guess they're just pushing out enough. Like they're just like, okay, people like this, let's just keep making them. Boom, here you go, everybody, enjoy. It's like they care.
They're flooding the market. They want to make sure their product is available.
It's like they're listening to their consumers. How about that? Imagine the world.
You can sell more when you make more, and it's good.
Dude, right? And I think you were talking about that the other day. Actually, that was a pretty good discussion. Yeah, but another one. So I guess we're doing five each then, huh? Because we went into those.
We pretty much did, yeah.
Sorry, it's five each,
It's five.
not four each. So we'll change it up in the title. So my last final,
done forever.
like
mention.
Go on. Honorable mention is going to be the A. Overholt Monongahela Rye. I didn't bring it.
Monaga.
I'm killing myself. It's Monongahela, right? I think, right?
Monongahela.
I used to say Monongahela. It's Monongahela. I hope I'm saying it right. Roast me if I'm not, but that bottle is really, really yummy. I really like it. It's like going back to the old roots within the Ryes.
It was impressive.
I'm sorry. It's like there's just so much to talk about in the rye world right now. We can go on forever.
Rye. I hope you love rye.
Man, I didn't. It's like it really. I started off with Scotch, and just what helped me get into the bourbon world was actually the Ryes. Like I got into this. We got into this channel back when rye was just starting to just thumping all over the place.
Yeah, it was really just dropping like different ryes coming out, and that really attract people to the standard ryes.
I guess it just helped me find my palate. It really kind of just mixed things around, and now I'm here today. Bourbon and ryes everywhere, and just a few scotches because of the price hikes. But it's another discussion for another time. This is Brothers Barrel with Everything Whiskey. We appreciate you Patreon members. This is the list of them right here. You guys are amazing. We'll be sending out samples again soon and here in a couple weeks. But yeah, I really appreciate you all. Once again, we do have a Discord as well that we talk about. We're just trying to get people in that community, trying to get the community going, people talking all the time, and that's just what it's all about. That's what whiskey's all about. We hear about the bourbon boom dying, whatever, and a couple videos nowadays on that. But you know what? Let's not let it die. Let's just keep it normal. Let's keep it casual. Things are being pushed out more. Let's not get too excited to make people like, oh, price hike again. No, let's just be like, yeah, you know what? All right, that's good. You're right. This is the right thing.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Be
cool.
casual about it. Be cool.
Stay casual. Fly casual.
Yeah. I'm yapping, but again, this is Brothers Barrel with Everything Whiskey. I'm Harrison.
And I'm Chris.
Please drink responsibly. Have a good day.